Senator Hinchcliffe moves suspension of the rules to allow Colette Hirstius to address the body from the President's desk and without objection. Members, today we have, come talk to us, is going to be Colette Hirstius. I'm going to put on my glasses so I can read everything she's done. I promise I won't read everything, but it's a fairly, it's extensive and very impressive. Colette Hirstius, former Colette Baggert, serves as president of Shell USA and executive vice president of Gulf America. In her role as president of Shell USA, she leads the strategic integration of Shell's diverse U.S. business and representative companies in key energy policies discussions. She is responsible for aligning Shell's U.S. operations with its global strategy, overseeing a portfolio that expands the entire energy value chain from exploration to production, trading, manufacturing, marketing, and power distributions. Now, what makes Colette unique for us and why she is here is Colette is a local girl. She graduated from Dominican High School, graduated from Tulane University with a bachelor's in science and geology and a master's of science, and a master's from University of Colorado, which is the main reason she's here. Colette is the first Louisiana native to hold the position of president, and this is the one which is important to us as we continue for economic development for New Orleans, as she is also the first to hold the position and perform the job in New Orleans. All other CEOs have historically worked from Houston. So we're very gracious for that. It helps that she married a local boy named Jason Hirstius, and she has 3 sons, one that goes to high school in New Orleans, one that goes to LSU, and one that we lost to Arizona. Arizona State. Lost to Arizona, so he's enjoying that thoroughly there. So members, please help me welcome Colette Hirstius.
Good afternoon. First off, thank you, President Henry, for the invitation to join you here today and talk about the pivotal time for Louisiana's role as a hub for global energy. My name is Colette Hirstius. I'm the Executive Vice President for the Gulf of America, and I'm the President of Shell US, and a proud Louisianian. While my Shell career has taken me around the world, I can say without hesitation that all those moves paid off when I was given the opportunity in 2021 to come home to lead our U.S. offshore business. I'm born and raised in New Orleans. My husband's name is Jason. And the 3 of our boys were also born here in Louisiana, in New Orleans. I'm grateful to have the opportunity to bring them back home for their middle and high school years. I'm also both grateful and a bit humbled to be president of Shell USA. I have the governance of the largest producer in the American federal estate, the largest off-taker of America LNG, liquefied natural gas, the largest payer of royalties to the federal government, and thereby to GOMESA, and the largest network of retail stations in the country. It's the first time a person living in Louisiana, indeed in Senator Harris's district, that has ever held this role in the history of our long enterprise. My mom's family is from up the bayou in Thibodaux and Napoleonville, so my siblings and I would often get out of the city and go to the country. I spent a lot of time with our cousins there in the cane fields and down on Grand Isle in the summers as children. My dad's family goes way back to Sicily, immigrants who came to New Orleans like so many others and wove their traditions into the fabric of the city. My ancestors ran Central Grocery, for those of you who know that establishment. My father, Brad Baggert, served as New Orleans city councilman, and my uncle, Ben Baggert, served in the legislature between the 1970s and the 1990s. Some of you may have dealt with them back then. Some of you might have also dealt with my brother, Broderick Baggert. That's Little Brody, or Ricky, if we go really far back in time. You might be thinking that my politics must be exactly the same as all of theirs. I'll leave that as an open question. But if you were thinking we have spirited holiday dinners, you'd be right, with the foundation of mutual respect and deep love for each other. What I treasure is what my family gave me. It's the upbringing and roots to run through the bayous and coast that we could ultimately flourish here and continue back in this great community. I started my career in Shell in 2003 as a geologist in New Orleans on Poydras Street, then worked overseas with Shell in leadership positions. I worked in Trinidad and Tobago, and I led exploration for Africa and the Middle East, as well as working in our headquarters in group strategy. Those were special places to work, and I learned a tremendous amount about the global energy needs. But it's Louisiana where I've been most impressed with how this business has leaped forward. Every day, I fight to ensure that capital investment comes here. And the capital that I invest is in the form of billions of dollars. And it continues to find its way into Louisiana and into the Gulf operations. I do this not because I'm from here, but because I believe in this state and in this region, both from a standpoint of fundamentals and also for the future. Let's talk about Louisiana has led an innovation and evolution of our industry for over a century. Because every step of the way, Shell has made investments and taken leaps of faith and innovated with Louisiana talent to set new standards, to go farther, deeper, and produce more energy in more ways than our nation and the world. That is our shared heritage. And while we might be a big global company, I'm here to tell you, we are from here. While our workforce comes from many places, the vast majority of our Louisiana base is indeed from Louisiana. The massive ecosystem of service companies, suppliers, welders, fitters, roustabouts, engineers, geologists, operators, boat captains, and the thousands of other jobs that power our work are overwhelmingly Louisianian too. Many of them are multi-generations to this industry, making this industry Louisiana's biggest family business. And I'll tell you, they volunteer in our communities, they participate in local charities, and yes, they vote. Shell's been in the deep water for almost 50 years. We actually invented every piece of technology that is associated with what is needed to drill in the deep water. And in Louisiana, we've been here in this state for almost 110 years. The earliest record that I have is that we moved to Barone Street in the 1920s in New Orleans. Think of the past century and the staying power of not just a company, but an industry, and how it's forged lasting ties to our communities, our colleges, even our culture, and our future. That's one reason Shell chooses to build the future here in Louisiana. Time and time again, whether it's the first to produce oil from the deep water, whether it was planting our flag and coming home after Katrina, whether it's our steadfast pledge to Jazz Fest, 20 years and counting, or reinvesting in the Bayou region after Hurricane Ida, or building a first-class A office tower in New Orleans, the first of its type since 1989. Just think a minute where you were in 1989. Because the people of this state are doers. They work hard, and we play hard too. Some of the toughest people on earth and the most innovative. So it should come as no surprise that not just our commodities, but our technologies and our skilled workforce are in demand all over the world, and probably now more than ever. And this shared history we have, led by local innovators, doers, tinkerers, shrimpers, inventors, roughnecks, boat builders, pilots, businessmen, and women, has been transformative for our state. When Huey P. built this building and this beautiful chamber in 1930, the energy industry was young, and so many more of our ancestors lived from trawl to table. Some of them were subsistence farmers, with much less demand for professional skills than we have today, let alone extensive, high-quality education. Energy drove the need for more technically skilled workers, and with that, the need for better schools. It brought jobs that paid well, upgrading the economy and allowing families to build sturdier houses with more roads and bridges and ports to connect them with the opportunities emerging up the river and down the bayou and into the Gulf. It's inspiring to recognize that in my lifetime, I can remember when it was a big deal for some of my cousins along the bayou to be able to move from a wooden house into a brick home. And it was much more rare for high school students at that point in time to be able to go to college, and now it's something that we see every day. Together, we have changed the trajectory of our state and of our people. I'm not suggesting that it's always been easy, or that every step of the way has been perfect, but I am saying that the energy industry, of which Shell has been foundational, has uplifted more people in more parts of the Louisiana economy and history than any other since the Mississippi River ports and the maritime industry made a hub in international trade and commerce 3 centuries ago. What we have here is unique. A prolific offshore resource base, an incredibly vast system of pipelines, maybe the most sophisticated petrochemical refining and manufacturing assets anywhere in the world, and access to both domestic and foreign markets in all directions. Shell operates in each of these sectors, and more, it's spectacular, and the global economy depends on us to get it right. Today, more than ever, as much as our local communities deserve for us to get it right. So, as we prepare for the next century of investments and innovation, know that other places have watched and learned much from our Louisiana energy heritage, and they are making aggressive moves to grow their share of energy investments, and especially the corporate presence. Imitation is the highest form of flattery, and my friends, it also signals competition. Again, I fight to keep capital investment in Louisiana every day because of the incredible resources, infrastructure, and workforce that we've built and inherited. But the investment case here needs to be incredibly strong. The environment needs to be predictable and dependable. By reforming the litigation environment, continuing to make strides in workforce development, education, and insurance, preserving and protecting our working coast, and the hundreds of thousands of workers and billions of dollars of assets across its landscape. That list of challenges isn't without controversy, but we don't have to feel trapped by Louisiana's longstanding problems. Think, after so many years of stalemate, we've seen serious improvements in education and public safety. To name just a couple, I do see that progress, and I credit that to Governor Landry and all of you for helping in those areas. But as a business leader, breakthroughs tell me maybe we haven't come close to realizing our full potential. We must be able to confront that list of challenges and push for more, accomplish more, do more together. I'm not here to tell you what to vote for or what to legislate. I am, however, here to tell you we're positioned to skyrocket in this moment, in a world that needs us, and we've got momentum to meet that need. So as a citizen and as a highly motivated investor, I beg you to bring that lens, to view each bill that crosses your desk as an opportunity to expand prosperity for the people and communities of Louisiana. Long after you've left office, that will be the legacy. This isn't merely to help Louisiana's investment case, but down that line, that makes more great careers likelier for our kids and our grandkids. I've got energy for that, my friends, literally and figuratively. I bring it every morning when I go to work. Every time I walk into the Superdome to see a Saints game, every time I stand in line making groceries, and every time I stand over that pot of gumbo making a roux that still takes way too long. Every time I help my boys with their homework. Because my kids aren't just depending on me to keep that energy up and to provide opportunities for them to live and work in Louisiana and continue our unique culture. They are depending on you too. One ending thought. I don't want my story to be unique. Let's work together to give all families as bright a future here as the transformative past we've shared. You've been generous with your time. It's truly an honor to be here. Thank you for the opportunity to join you today.
Thank you, Colette.